So you alluded to a little earlier, Donald Trump thinks that NATO is like a gym membership, I guess.
Yeah. He thinks there's dues involved, and that's not how NATO works, and that's unbelievable. Again, this is somebody who's the president. He was the president.
Correct.
He should know how NATO works, but he's out here saying if they don't pay their dues, I'm gonna have Russia come in and like break their knees. It's like, what is that?
Well, we do have the clip. Let's remind everybody what this guy had to say. This guy wants to be the president of the United States. And anybody that doesn't understand, even if you kind of understand the importance of NATO and why they are, they are basically formed so people like Vladimir Putin can't take over
Right.
the world,
Right.
and China, but this is what this fucking idiot had to say last week about NATO. And again, I about had it with any American defending Vladimir Putin and Russia in this country. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it, but let's hear what he has to say.
Asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
Idiots clapping.
Your bills.
Okay, so there's a couple things that, of course, were 100% not true. There was no president of any country that came up to him and said, sir, I'd like to ask you about the membership dues of NATO. If we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? And I looked dead at him and I said, no. There's a 0% chance that happened. Zero.
-0. Stop playing. And they're just like, oh, what is that? Newsflash. That's not how NATO works.
No.
NATO takes 2% of their own GDP and they put it into making their weapons, building up their military. We're all supposed to be doing that. Putting it into ourselves, right?
Correct.
Into our own militaries, our own capabilities, so that if one of our allies gets attacked, we all have the capabilities to fight. That's just
and because the United States makes more money than all of them, of course, our bill, not bill because it's not a bill, but our bill to ourselves basically is going to be higher than every other country. Now, there has been debate over the years as to, the contributions and stuff like that here and there, but it's my understanding it's never been a major point of contention. They understand, the rules of NATO. They understand why they are formed, and any normal American and any normal American politician understands the extreme importance of NATO. But now we have idiots sitting in an arena clapping at another idiot talking about NATO and their membership dues and how he looks these world leaders in the eye and tell them, you're fucked, bro. It's just so sad. So sad.
I can't. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, he wants to be the next president. And as we said, there's a possibility that that's going to happen. I truly don't think it's going to happen. I think once we swim through the waters and we get through all this nonsense and bullshit, and part of the reason why I think that is because Democrats have just been winning literally every election since. And I can't see that after, 17, they won elections, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and now in 2024. That's basically 8 straight years. They've won, again, as we've said, midterms, houses, senates, all that stuff, presidencies, special elections. They've won all these things. I don't understand that when we've had a streak of about 8 years now, that why 9 months from now, that all of a sudden is just going to change.
Yeah, that would be weird. There's definitely a good chance that we get the House, especially with that redrawing of that map in New York.
Yeah. Yep. It makes that makes a big difference. Of course, like we just talked about earlier, we did pick up a House seat. So
Yeah.
basically the Republicans have a 3 vote swing is what they have right now. So they can't afford to lose more than 3 seats.
Right.
And the way everything's shaping up, and because the Republicans continue to want to run these far right MAGA
Yeah.
candidates,
Yeah. Yeah.
the percentage of them that win are so low. But again, it's these idiots who just think if they keep, they're using a hammer, a small hammer, to try to get through a gigantic steel wall. And I think they're just convinced that at some point they're going to break through, and maybe they do, but I don't see the evidence of it.
Did you see Carrie Lake? I know it's getting
Yeah.
late, but that clip on Carrie Lake.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I'm like, your own people are booing at you, girl. Go
Yeah.
finish this. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Even
just
she,
tired of you. Like,
yeah,
stop.
she's such a, they're all such clowns. They're not serious people. We've talked a million times. I speak for myself. I don't worship any politician. I don't need them to be working, specifically for me. Every issue isn't something that affects me, but a lot of the issues could affect a lot of the people that I know, a lot of the people that I love, and that's important to me. So I will continue to fight for the side that fights for not just somebody like me, but people like Lana, people like other people that I have in my life, other genders, other races, other ethnicities, other sexual orientations, whatever it is. They seem to be more on the side. Is everything perfect? No, but I've done my research and I feel that the other side doesn't care about any of that stuff.
Agreed. Agreed.
So it's where I stand. And that's, I feel good about myself. So, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, is that we all feel good about ourselves.